What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope your day is going well, or night, depending on where you are in the world. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 video games of all time. Just some ground rules before we get into it. I will not be including VR games, online games that only offer the online aspect, like COD Warzone or Apex Legends, and I also won't be including games that date back further than 2010, as they often are too old to play on consoles nowadays. I'll mainly be talking about modern games, but I've included some oldies as well. Take these selections with a grain of salt, as I've not included every great video game, obviously. Just the ones I've played in my lifetime. And without further ado, let's start with number 10, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was the very first game I played on PS4, as well as the first online shooter I played. This game is brilliant and offers three distinct things to do. A campaign which follows the heroic Iden Versio as she struggles to decide her fate in the galaxy, ultimately choosing light over dark. Her campaign features a wide variety of cameo appearances from the Star Wars universe, as well as a final level which ties into the events of Star Wars The Force Awakens. The game also offers an online mode, which has multiple different options of play, allowing you to decide which era and faction you want to take part in. The final mode of the game is an offline challenge mode, which serves as the perfect tutorial for the game, but also offers unique challenges to play with friends and family. With that much content in the game, it kept me playing for hours on end, and each mode was fun and exciting in its own way. The only reason Battlefront is so high up on the list is because to play online, you need an online subscription service, such as PlayStation Plus. Another reason is that after the game is completed, it becomes boring and more like your standard shooter game rather than a Star Wars adventure. Overall, Battlefront is an enjoyable game, but since the online aspect is slowly declining, I would recommend picking it up in a sale event for the campaign alone. Number 9. Super Mario Odyssey. I love Super Mario Odyssey. It's a unique take on the standard Mario formula we have come to love in these games. The unique open world style, the collectibles, and the length of the game reaching easily over 20 hours, it is truly a unique Mario title. Part of the reason that this game is so fun is because of the element of Cappy, a talking cat that replaces Mario's usual red M cap. What makes Cappy so special, you ask? He allows Mario to transform into any creature in the game, allowing for access to some puzzles and a really unique replayability perspective. The combination of these great strengths results in possibly the best Mario game ever to hit shelves. I strongly recommend buying this one and adding it to your collection. I promise you, you won't regret it. Number 8. God of War 2018. I could make an entire video telling you how great this game is, and all the elements that make it brilliant in every way, but unfortunately I'm limited to a short time to do that, so I'll do my best. God of War follows a man named Kratos, who was a powerful Greek figure, but has since left his past behind him to raise a family in the mountains. When we start the game, his wife has unfortunately passed away, which leaves him to take care of his young son Atreus. As the game progresses, the boys go on a mission to scatter the wife and the mother's ashes on the tallest peak in the realm, a secret land of giants. We play as Kratos, armed with his Leviathan axe, which has the power to freeze people in place. Anyone who has played the God of War games can tell you that the games involve a mix of strategy and skill to beat them. This is conveyed beautifully in this story through multiple enemy types you encounter, the various puzzles that need to be solved, and the overall powerful and compelling story. The ending to this brilliant video game is amazing, and I highly recommend purchasing it and playing it for yourself. Number 7. Minecraft. Minecraft is amazing. It's nearly 10 years since it got released, way back in November 2011. Can you believe that? This game is not only one of the best I've ever played, but I have been playing it since my childhood, and frankly, it just gets better as the years go on. Even though the game has inspired some recent controversy, Dreamstead, it is still a brilliant sight to behold. The reason this game is so good is the sheer number of things you can do. Minecraft offers two modes, a survival and creative mode. In survival, you start with nothing and eventually build yourself up to fight the biggest and baddest monsters, referred to as mobs in the game. However, creative mode offers an entirely different point of view, giving you every tool and block in the game, allowing you to build whatever your heart desires. This has resulted in some amazing builds that have been placed on the internet, real and fake. For only $30, Minecraft offers a unique experience for any player, young or old, and is still on the top of the charts even after all these years. I strongly recommend playing the game for yourself. Number 6. Batman Arkham City. Holy shit, this game is amazing. Batman Arkham City is the critically acclaimed sequel to the hit Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham City offers a wide array of Batman characters, some new and some returning, as well as a stellar voice cast of Kevin Conroy as Batman, Mark Hamill as the Joker, and Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. I feel like me talking about this game in this short period of time doesn't give it enough justice. Arkham City lets you take the role of Batman as you navigate through the newly built Arkham City and search for a secret event that is set to happen that night. The wide array of gadgets you are given as Batman, as well as the unique fighting system and takedown opportunities, it really makes you feel like the Bat. The game's story is incredible, featuring a twist ending that is not to be missed. I strongly recommend Batman Arkham City, even to anyone who hasn't played the original first game yet. Number 5. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Black Flag is arguably the best Assassin's Creed game in the series, and it has a lot of contenders. The brilliant and lengthy story, the compelling and lovable characters, as well as the world-famous setting of the Caribbean, Black Flag is truly a unique and brilliant Assassin's Creed game. In the game, we follow the story of Edward Kenway, a down-on-his-luck pirate who ends up becoming an assassin for the Brotherhood. As the story goes on, we meet an excellent cast of characters such as Adwale, Blackbeard, aka Ed Thatch, James Kidd, Jack Rackham, and Anne Bonny. These characters ultimately shape Edward from a greedy lowlife to the heroic and brave character he is at the end. Speaking of the ending, I truly believe it is one of the best video game endings in history. Not because of a twist or death, but a heartfelt reunion between Edward and his... spoilers, sorry. But check out the ending in the game for yourself if you're interested. I wouldn't want to ruin it for you. Being one of the best Assassin's Creed games in the franchise, I strongly recommend you give it a go, even if it is a little outdated. Number 4. Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins. Where do I start? This game is believed to be the best Assassin's Creed game in recent times, and it's amazing to think it's had no competition for years. Assassin's Creed Origins may not be the best AC game with the most stealth or the most involvement with the Brotherhood and their conflict with the Templars. That's why it's called Origins after all. Assassin's Creed Origins follows Bayek, an ancient Egyptian Magi, protector of the Pharaoh, on a mission to avenge his son by killing various members of a cult named the Order of Ancients, who are the Templars of the story. Bayek goes on quests around Egypt, meeting famous historical figures such as Cleopatra and Caesar, and also visiting places like Memphis, the Sphinx, and the Pyramids of Giza, which are truly a sight to behold, even if it's just in a game. The brilliant storytelling, as is common with every Assassin's Creed game now, the new style of fighting in the game, and the ability to choose how you want to play make this game unique among the other Assassin's Creed games before it. It's a shame that what followed this masterpiece is widely agreed upon to be the worst two in the franchise. The ending to this game is brilliant, as well as offering fans a unique perspective on how the Brotherhood was formed and created by Bayek and his wife Aya. This game is a must-have for any Assassin's Creed game fan, new and old. Number 3. Now this is going to get some people angry. Far Cry 5. Let me explain. I love the Far Cry series, and although many people would be quick to say that the 5th entry into the series was not their favourite, I still believe that Far Cry 5 is an excellent game, even if it does shadow over the brilliant game that was Far Cry 3. Far Cry 5 is different. It was the first game to take place in a rural setting rather than being on an island or in a fictional country near large areas of forests and jungles. The game takes place in the fictional land of Hope County, which is inspired by the beautiful mountains, rivers, and wildlife near the area of southwest Montana. Far Cry games are famous for their villains being cold, calculated, and often charming and funny. Joseph Seed of Far Cry 5 is no exception. He is a cult leader who has taken over Hope County with his 3 siblings and an army of followers, who are armed to the teeth with guns, vehicles, and other weaponry. Joseph believes that the world will soon collapse and chaos will ensue, resulting in nuclear warfare and eventual fallout. Joseph has various bunkers scattered around Hope County in preparation for this event. The game has you take control of a character nicknamed Rook. Rook is tasked with arresting Joseph with his fellow law enforcement officers. That soon results in their capture by the cultists of Eden's Gate. Rook is then tasked with freeing Hope County from the Eden's Gate cult and saving his friends along the way. Throughout the game, you are presented with another side of the story, the perspective on whether Joseph Seed is right about the collapse. As you take down his siblings, who each rule a part of Hope County, they present you with the question in their dying breath. At the climax of the game, you have two options: to arrest Joseph and put a stop to his crimes, or simply leave Hope County with your friends safely. If you choose to arrest Joseph, it is revealed at the end of the game that he was actually right about the collapse, and bombs start erupting from nearby the settlement. But if you choose the latter, you simply leave Joseph alone, never to return. One thing that makes Far Cry 5 brilliant is the debate between whether Joseph is right or not. As you, the player, complete missions and do other things, the question is always at the back of your mind, waiting to be proven. Another factor into the game's greatness is the soundtrack. The music by Dan Roma really demonstrates his talent and portrays the game's feels and emotions into short little tracks that play throughout the game. Honestly, this game is one of the best Far Cry games in the series and is a strong contender for the best open world shooter and villain out of all these games. I implore you to give this game a go next time there is a sale or opportunity. It is truly one of the best. Number 2. Marvel's Spider-Man. Need I say more? Nah, just kidding. Honestly, for those who know me well, it shouldn't be a surprise that this game ranks so high up on my list. It combines the best aspects of video games I like: superheroes, open world, excellent fighting style, and uniqueness. Spider-Man could be considered one of the most popular Marvel superheroes to date, gaining multiple movies, television shows, and even video games, including this one obviously. Not to mention comic books, of course. That's why when I first heard about this game, I was thrilled that finally there was going to be a good modern superhero game. And Marvel Spider-Man doesn't lie. Taking place in an alternate New York City, Marvel Spider-Man follows Peter Parker as he navigates his life as Spider-Man and as himself. We see a much more mature and grown-up Peter in these games, who has adapted his crazy lifestyle into something more manageable. I won't talk more about the game since I wouldn't want to spoil such a great experience for anyone. The game does best in terms of the unique way of getting around New York City through web slinging, which is a technique used by Spider-Man to wing about his surroundings, therefore travelling the air with ease. This was surprisingly fun in the game. It never got old or boring. Although the game had fast travel, I found myself using them very little and instead just swinging to my next location. This game also stands out through its fighting style, similar to the Arkham games. The combat relies on getting combos and using them to initiate deadly attacks on your foes. Overall, this game is a must-have for anyone who is a comic book fan or otherwise, if you want a fun, open-world adventure. Before we get to number 1, consider hitting that subscribe button, as it helps my channel grow. It's easy and free. Just click that little red button next to my channel name and you'll receive updates to when I post my next video. Also, if you enjoyed the video so far, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And without further ado, here are some honourable mentions. Just Cause 3, Resident Evil Biohazard, Far Cry 6, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Doom Eternal, Mortal Kombat. And finally, number 1, Batman Arkham Knight. Batman Arkham Knight. Where to begin with this masterpiece? Batman Arkham Knight is not only a fitting end to the Batman Arkham trilogy, but also is a brilliant standalone video game. The graphics of this game are something else. The quality and design is so good, it looks like Arkham Knight was made yesterday, but the game released 5 years ago. Let me remind you, in the same year as The Witcher 3 and Grand Theft Auto 5. It is amazing that a game released in 2015, nearly 6 years ago now, would still hold up today, graphics-wise. Let's move into the combat. Not only does Arkham Knight provide a wide array of combos and movesets for Batman to complete, like the previous two in the series obviously, but also provides us with new gadget combos. And it would be a crime not to talk about this game's crowning achievement, the Batmobile. Being the first major superhero title to include a vehicle, the Batmobile is what makes Batman Arkham Knight stand out above all else. The Batmobile chase sequences were among some of the best in the game, and when I finished the side missions that involved these parts, I was begging for more. The Batmobile can also assist in combat with various combos, allowing you to remotely fire the incapacitating round from its mounted gun. The only part I didn't like about the Batmobile were the tank battles. They were difficult and unnecessary, but this is a small issue when compared to the rest of the game. Another great thing about Arkham Knight is the various landmarks around Gotham that you can visit, inspired by the animated, live-action, and comic book titles. Not to mention the characters we can see in the games, and the aspect of locking them up in the GCPD, which allowed you to visit them and track your progress through realistic means. Finally, the customization options in Batman Arkham Knight were incredible. They allowed me to play as other Batmen through the ages, such as Adam West, Michael Keaton, and Christian Bale's take on the Caped Crusader. This customization feature also extends to the Batmobile, allowing you to play as the Tumbler, the classic 66 Batmobile, and the 89 Batmobile. I've lost count of the amount of times I've completed these games, 100% and 240%, which is story mode, plus extras, plus DLC. I strongly recommend you purchase this game, as it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and will likely be the greatest Batman video game for a while. Trust me, this game will not let you down. And that about wraps it up for this video. If you liked the video, smash that like button, as it helps out my channel greatly, and subscribe for more videos like this one. I'm Will the Superfan, see you in the next one.